Who is Sandrone, the Seventh Harbinger? Is she the delicate-looking woman with the cold expression, or is she the colossal, terrifying automaton that carries her like a doll? This is the question that has echoed through the community ever since A Winter Night's Lazo. Of all the Harbingers, all the madmen, heretics, and zealots following the Tsaritsa, none are more enigmatic than the Marionette. She is a living paradox, a mystery box wrapped in clockwork and cold indifference. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the mechanical heart of the Fatui. We're going to dissect the evidence, explore her tragic origins, and tackle the biggest theories of all. Is Sandrone a single person, a puppet, or something far more terrifying? Is there only one of her? This is the central mystery of the Marionette, and as we've journeyed through Fontaine, the land of clockwork Mecca, the mystery has only deepened. The question is no longer just who is she, but what is she? Let's start with the most obvious piece of evidence, the one that's impossible to ignore: the key. That massive golden key on her back is not a fashion accessory, it's a statement. It's Hoyoverse's classic visual storytelling, screaming at us that she is not what she appears to be. Why would a human being, even an eccentric harbinger, have a giant functioning clockwork key bolted to their spine? It makes no practical sense. It's a vulnerability.
But it makes perfect sense if what we're looking at isn't a human at all.
This design choice immediately links her to two key things in Teyvat. First, the clockwork Mecca of Fontaine. Nearly every single one of those automatons, from the patrolling Gardamex to the specialized combat units, is powered by a similar prominent wind-up key mechanism. It's the signature of their creator. This firmly plants Sandrone's origins, or at least her design philosophy. Second, and perhaps more importantly, it connects her to Katheryne. Think about our beloved, perpetually polite Adventurers Guild receptionist. We've known for ages that she's different. Her error messages, her rebooting lines, her uncanny ability to be in every nation at once, and, if you look closely, the keyhole on the back of her neck. Katheryne is, without a doubt, a bionic puppet, a synthetic being. Now look at Sandrone. Katheryne has the keyhole. Sandrone has the key. This is not a coincidence. This is a bright, flashing neon sign. Her title is the Marionette. She is the master of puppets, and the Katherynes are confirmed to be Snezhnine in origin. It's all but stated that Sandrone is their creator, their master, the one who holds the key to the entire network. But this raises a more fundamental question. If she builds such advanced puppets, why wouldn't she be one? Why would the ultimate puppet master settle for a frail human body when she could build herself the perfect, immortal mechanical vessel? The old theory that the giant automaton is the real Sandrone and the woman is the puppet is compelling. It's a great misdirect. But what if the truth is simpler? What if they are both puppets, just two parts of a single consciousness? Or, more likely, what if the woman is the core, the primary unit, the most advanced automaton she has ever built, a perfect synthetic human? The evidence for her being a machine is overwhelming. But if she is a machine, she is unlike any other we have ever seen. She is not a monotone, logic-driven robot. And to understand why, we have to journey into the darkest, most tragic corners of Fontaine's history. If Sandrone is Fontonian, Mecca, then she must be connected to their creator, the genius and ultimately tragic figure Alain Guillotin. Alain was a researcher at the Narcissenkreuz Institute. He was a visionary, the father of all clockwork Mecca in Fontaine. But he was also a man driven by grief. His younger sister, Alain Guillotin, passed away, and Alain became obsessed. He poured his genius not just into creating mechanical servants, but into finding a way to preserve, or perhaps recreate, human consciousness. His goal was to build a perfect vessel. Now look at the in-game depictions of Alain Guillotin, and look at Sandrone. The resemblance is not just close, it's identical. The lore we've uncovered heavily implies that Sandrone is Alain Guillotin's final and greatest creation. She is the culmination of his life's work, an automaton built in the perfect image of his lost sister. This isn't just a theory. Listen to Sandrone's own dialogue. She muses on the whole Narcissenkreuz debacle, discussing Alain's research with a strange sense of familiarity. She praises his work, calling it revolutionary, sky-high praise from a harbinger. But then she refers to her own research as pointless scribbles in comparison. This isn't just arrogance, it's the voice of experience. She is implied to be the final witness to Alain's work, the one he entrusted with his research before his implied suicide and the destruction of his lab.
But as a machine, she didn't really destroy it, she saved it. She has a perfect copy of all Alain's genius stored in her memory banks. She has a 500-year-old android, a living library of forbidden revolutionary technology. And this is what explains her humanity. She's not just a robot, she's arguably a synthetic human, a being designed by a grief-stricken genius to be as human as possible. This is why she has emotions. This is why she's described as a tsundere by her colleagues. This is why she can enjoy tea and snacks, why she has personal preferences for good and bad tea, why she doesn't speak in the same monotone as Inifa or the Katherynes. She is a damn good robot, as the saying goes. She's so good, she's practically human. A 500-year-old, grieving, lonely, and unfathomably intelligent synthetic human who now sits as the Seventh Harbinger of the Fatui. This confirms what she is, but it doesn't answer the other question. Is there only one? Now we get to the big theory. If Sandrone is a machine, can she be copied? Does she have multiple bodies, just like the second Harbinger, Dottore? This is a critical distinction. Dottore's segments are his signature, his entire gimmick. He created clones of himself at different ages, fragmented his consciousness, and spread himself across Teyvat. He's a monster of biology and heretical alchemy. For Hoyoverse to give Sandrone the exact same gimmick would be, well, lazy. It's redundant. Dottore has his segments. Sandrone must have something different. But let's explore the idea. How would a machine like Sandrone copy herself? Dottore's methods are a blend of science and something else. Forbidden knowledge, abyssal power, who knows? His work defies simple classification. Sandrone seems different. Her entire focus is on engineering, hard systems, clockwork, gears, mechanisms, and energy. Her science, while advanced, seems rooted in the physical, not the metaphysical. So how would she transfer her consciousness? This is the core problem. Teyvat doesn't exactly have Wi-Fi. There's no cloud she can upload her consciousness to. You can't just wirelessly download 600 gigabytes of Sandrone into a new body waiting in Snezhnaya. The infrastructure just isn't there. This isn't Honkai Star Rail with Herta's space station. We see regions in Teyvat that are pre-industrial. At most, they might have the equivalent of a TV air signal, something for small data streams, but not a full consciousness transfer. For Sandrone, rooted in realism, she need a giant antenna popping out of her head. Unless she uses the one network that does exist in Teyvat, the one that transmits consciousness and memory, the ley lines. It's plausible that an advanced being could learn to send their consciousness through the ley lines and upload themselves into a waiting vessel. This is a fascinating idea. It's also insanely dangerous. The ley lines are not a clean data stream. They are a chaotic, raging river of all the world's memories, all of its grief, all of its history. Attempting such a transfer would risk having your soul, your consciousness, shredded, diluted, or lost forever. So is it possible? Yes, it's possible, but it's clunky, it's dangerous, and it doesn't feel like the clean, calculated engineering of a puppet master. It feels messy, like something Dottore would try, not Sandrone. I don't believe Sandrone has multiple independent Sandrone bodies running around. It's not her style, but the truth might be so much more terrifying. Sandrone doesn't need multiple Sandrone bodies. That's inefficient. That's Dottore's brute force method. She has something far more effective. She has a network. Remember, her title is the Marionette. She pulls the strings. The lore tells us that she has full control over most, if not all, mechatronics under Snezhnayan jurisdiction. She can even assimilate and control technology outside her jurisdiction, as we saw in Inifa's interlude quest. She is a master technopath, a digital ghost who can possess any machine. And what is the single largest, most widespread machine network in Teyvat? The Katherynes. There is a Katheryne in every single nation, every city. All of them are Snezhnayan puppets. All of them are by default hers. This is the real answer. Sandrone doesn't have multiple bodies. She has access. At any given moment, from the comfort of her lab in Snezhnaya, Sandrone could take full control of the Katheryne in Mondstadt. She could see what the Adventurers Guild sees. She could speak through her. She could listen to gossip in Liyue. She could monitor our progress in Inazuma. She is in effect omnipresent. Dottore has to physically send a clone to a location. Sandrone can just log in. This makes her the Fatui's ultimate spy master. She has an agent in every single nation, one that we all trust, one that we talk to every single day, one that gives us our commissions. We have been reporting our progress, our plans, and our successes directly to a Fatui Harbinger surveillance network since day one. This is far scarier than just having a few clones. She is one mind with 10,000 eyes.
So let's put it all together. Sandrone, the Marionette, is almost certainly not human. She is the 500-year-old synthetic masterpiece of Alain Guillotin, a perfect android built in the image of her dead sister, Marianne. She's a being of profound intelligence and likely profound buried grief. She is a tsundere, as her colleagues say, because she's a 500-year-old emotionally complex being trapped in a world she was never meant to see. And she is not multiple people in the way that Dottore is. She is something far more insidious. She is a single, calculating mind with a global reach, a puppet master who controls the Adventurers Guild, a vast portion of the Fatui's mecha army, and who knows what else. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the Fatui's darkest secrets, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next lore analysis. We have a lot more to uncover. This leads to one final chilling thought. When the time comes for us to finally confront her, what will we actually be fighting? Will we fight her in Snezhnaya? And we'll engage in an epic, desperate battle. We'll struggle, we'll push past our limits, and we'll finally defeat her, striking down the automaton and its master. And then what if she just laughs? What if the Dr. Doom scenario plays out? The body we just destroyed slumps to the ground, lifeless, and 1,000 yards away, another Sandrone steps out from the shadows. Or perhaps her voice just echoes from a speaker in the wall. Impressive. You struggled so much to defeat a prototype I built from scraps on a whim, a mere toy.